Okay, it's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Weird Beard Brew Co. And it's the Heaven and Hell batch number 2. A double IPA. There you go. This is Chris, Real Ale 140. You've seen him before.
Yeah.
Why is it batch number 2? Aged in Hill Bourbon barrels, that's why. Hill Bourbon barrels, you aware of this type of barreling?
It's a bourbon barrel, is it? What does it say?
Aged in Heaven Hill Bourbon barrels.
I'm guessing Heaven Hill is somebody who makes bourbon. I don't know. Be interesting to find out. I know that lots of them get shipped over from the States over here, and you know, they're made use of by various brewers. In the same way that we get the stuff down from Scotland and you make use of their whiskey barrels.
We don't Google, do we?
No.
What's the point? By the time you go on these sites that explain where the beer's from, you end up starting reading tasting notes, and then that can kind of interfere with your review.
This is the problem. We try and come at everything in virgin, if you will.
Yeah, go virgin.
Even though we're both not virgins.
Yeah. 6 kids between us.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, as far as we know.
yeah.
Lab talk.
Beer in the glass then. So bourbon barrel aged beer. It's a double IPA. The first I did the Heaven and Hell, their first edition, which was absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
3 fingers of white head. It's slightly hazy. It's golden, deep golden amber in colour.
There's a few big chunks of yeast in there.
One quick question I want to ask you before we go into the review, before we smell the beer. Are you a fan of aging a hoppy beer that should be drunk fresh in bourbon barrels? It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah. I get it with stouts. I totally get it with stouts. Now, there's loads of great versions of beers that have been aged in whiskey or bourbon barrels. The best hoppy beer that I've had that was aged in a barrel was the Suffolk hop that was aged.
Yeah.
Which made Southern Conspiracy with the Dark Star Brewery. I can't think of any other successful examples off the top of my head.
I've had... Now, I'm at the point where I think hops die off. Certainly, it's best to drink a beer fresh.
Yeah.
But I think they hit a level after 5 or 6 months where they stay stable for
and they kind
a long period of time.
Yeah, within that period they mature, and then you kind of you might get a tiny bit of fade, but
if it was a graph, it would drop off quite quickly, and then it would be a very slow decline thereafter. So we're still going to get a hoppy beer, but with a twist. It's been aged in whiskey barrels or bourbon barrels. Let's get the nose. And just to show we're not biased, we've opened the beer, we poured it, then we talked about hops dying. I'm still picking up an awful lot of hops in this beer.
Yeah, really overriding quality there.
Yeah.
I'm not picking up any woody qualities. Maybe a slight grassiness. Yeah.
I'm picking up alcohol, and that would be from the bourbon. Are you?
No, I'm not. I'm catching that. I don't know if you've got a bit more sediment in yours than mine.
It makes... No, I think you've got
maybe.
the sediment.
Yeah, actually. Yours is murkier than mine, I think.
Yeah. My sense of picking up alcohol is when my nose kind of twists a little bit. It kind of, yeah.
You've got a bendy nose.
Yeah, bendy nose. It twists a little bit with alcohol. And I kind of, it makes you want to pull away just a little bit, just to...
Yeah, ooh, danger.
Yeah. Oh, danger. Yeah.
So weird beer, never known the underhopped.
No, let's dive in. Cheers.
Oh!
And it's warming. I get it. Now do you get that alcohol kick in the taste?
Yeah.
I picked it up in the nose. It just makes my nose just kind of kicks back a little bit. And that is one big alcohol-y bugger of a beer.
That's 9.7%. You're going to feel that.
Yeah.
You're going to feel that in the morning.
It's freezing out here, but my hand, I don't mind. I'm drinking a 10% beer in the garden.
My circulation just gave up.
It's fine. Apart from that big alcohol kick, it would be unfair just to talk about that big alcohol kick. I am picking up the American hops. They have faded a little compared to the first batch, which was fresh. They have. but they're still there in abundance.
I didn't have the number 1, so
Right. Okay.
it's difficult for me to make the comparison. But
It's
what I do
batch
get
19B,
is,
whatever that means.
yeah, this is getting drawn back, and it's really drawing my gums back over my teeth. It's really, really been bittery.
It's a medium mouthfeel as well. It's a nice, medium, creamy, rich mouthfeel. That it is hoppy. It is hoppy. It's got that kind of grapefruit, sugar, spiciness.
There's a brown sugar as well.
Little bit of brown sugar.
Grapefruit and lychee and kumquats. And, yeah, there's some fantastic flavours in it.
You're a fan of Weird Beard, aren't you? You're a big fan.
For me at the moment, there's the brewers at the top of my list, and whereas a few years back it would have been Thornbridge and Buxton, probably at the top end. At the moment, the West Country are kind of winning, and London. It's down south at the moment.
Yeah.
I think the best beer in the country. I think you got Wild Beer, and you got Bristol Beer Factory, you got Weird Beard, you got Beavertown, and Partisan, and they're all doing really bloody good stuff.
Yeah, they are. It's like London's awakened, or the South's awakened, because
they got fed up with Northerners lording over. That's not the natural state of things. If you're in America, this might seem a part.
Yeah. Okay, so let's carry on. Let's carry on dismantling this beer.
What I quite like about this is quite a fresh hop quality to it, in terms of it smells green. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's woody in the taste. It is oaky. There is, for me, only because I don't like whiskey. Chris will argue the fact that whiskey is a great drink. I will argue the fact that whiskey should be poured down the sink. Yeah, different opinions there, but I taste the whiskey because I don't like the whiskey. That's the thing. I was 13 years old, 14 years old. A friend dared me to drink a bottle of whiskey. I drank the bottle of whiskey. I don't remember anything else
until
after
you were
that.
29.
Until I was 29. I lost 15 years of my life. But I've not been able to smell, taste, or look at a bottle of whiskey on a shelf again. And that's the reason why I pick up this. My senses are very aware of this whiskey. I don't know if you can pick up that same sense and taste as I do.
It's that bourbon quality, and it's only there in the background. It's actually quite mild, I think. And it's not like. I think that might be what that sweetness is, and you think of the sweetness that you get from JD or some comfort. I know they're quite different, but it's that you get from this beer. That's what's been drawn from those bourbon barrels. It's not the same as the ones that are aged in the kind of Scotch whiskey barrels, and that's a different quality again. But because I like it, I don't notice it. In the opposite way.
Yeah. Rating then, Chris. 4 Heaven and Hell, double IPA, aged in Heaven Hill bourbon barrels at 9.7% ABV.
I don't really get the Heaven and Hell thing, and that most of this is quite nice, but what it is actually just generally quite good. This isn't the top beer in their whole range, I don't think.
Right.
I'm happy to go with an 8 on this. It's a solid beer, but when am I going to drink it? I'm not going to sit in a bar and think, do you know what, I'm going to grab one of those 9.7% beers. I'm not, and it's not quite good enough for me to think I'll grab that beer to spend all evening just supping it very slowly, because there's a little bit of a guzzler because of the nature of that hop character makes you want to just quaff it. And that's good because it's disguising the alcohol, but actually what I want to do with a beer that's strong is just sip it over the course of an evening, and I can't do that with this.
So it's just something I've noticed on the back. Has it been? It looks like they put Citra Pacific Gem in here as a late hop.
Okay.
Maybe
dry hopped, is it?
Seems that way. Hoppier than an insert joke, and Anyway, I won't gas on with this beer. It looks like it's been dry hop with Citra. You pick it up. I'm going to actually join Chris on an 8 out of 10 here. I think what I would look to do with this beer if I wanted to buy it again and drink it again, it would be an all-night computer game beer. It would be something which...
A mammoth session on Football Manager.
Yeah, you get into your football game, you forget about the beer entirely, but then you think half an hour in, oh right, beer.
I haven't taken my hand off my controller for an hour.
Beer. And it's one of them situations where you pass 3 hours by playing a computer game, or whatever it is you're doing, playing with a wife, whatever, and then you pick up the beer, or yourself, or you pick up the beer later on. And it's one of the beers that lasts all evening. That's how I see this beer being drunk. I wouldn't buy it in a bar, I agree with Chris. It's not a beer that I would look to buy a 300, even a half a pint of. It's a bit too big. But yeah, 8 out of 10 I think is fair. Thanks for watching. Put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers!